What up guys, Chord here, and today you join me on a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some of the BFA changes and the PvP changes. I want to state my opinion on those changes from what we know. So I'm going to quickly run over my understanding of those changes. So we've got conquest points sort of coming back. It's going to be more like a progress bar that you sort of fill up every week to get a piece of gear, was basically what has been said so far. We're unsure whether it's going to be a random piece of gear or whether you're actually going to be able to choose what piece of gear. I'll discuss what my thoughts are in a moment. Also, we have prestige system is staying, which is really cool and really wonderful. And it is going a count wide. Again, it's really cool. And also, when you ding max level, I believe that you get basically all of your honor talents from when you level to 120. Now, if that is wrong, let me know. And let me know in the comment section below. Let's have a little conversation about this. So, we're going to start with the conquest point system. Now, I personally think that if you're gonna have the conquest point system, you have to only really earn conquest points when you win, because it's kind of, I understand why they went with the honor points earn system, but to be honest, it kind of ruined the concept of quite a lot of PvP, because it kind of rewarded, not in the same way of you winning, because you obviously cap faster if you win, but it rewarded you losing. And it wasn't like, there wasn't necessarily a motivation to like constantly win unless you cared about rating specifically. So in that respect, I think that if they gave you just conquest points whenever you won, I think it's a really interesting idea, and I think it's something that could actually help people get back into PvP, because the PvP participation in Legion has basically dropped. Not 100% sure on the actual numbers on that, but I know it's dropped quite dramatically as well. So yeah, there's that. Moving on to the gear thing, they have basically said that they're gonna bring back PvP gear, right? Which I think, to be honest, can only be a good thing, because it basically, because at the moment the way that Legion is built, from my perspective and in my opinion, is basically you are rewarded for doing something which isn't PvP, like to get the best gear, right? So you can get like decent eye level gear for specifically like by doing instance PvP, right? But it's so random, and to have 100% chance of getting an upgrade, so I need legs, I need boots, I need helmet, whatever I need, I know for a fact if I go to a boss in a raid that will drop me my legs, my helmet, my gloves, whatever it is, I know I'm going to be able to get an upgrade. And this is basically the game or Blizzard saying, yeah, you know, we're not going to give you the thing which you actually enjoy doing, which is PvP in this case. We're not actually going to let you kind of have an opportunity to actually make sure you are going to get an upgrade from doing PvP and getting those rewards, than if you just go and do PvE, because it's a guaranteed reward, right? So I think if they allow you to choose what item you actually are going to get, and I like the system in Legion where you have a specific rating, and that matters on what eye level gear will drop from your conquest point cap, right? So let's theorize that you have, I don't know, your, say 2k, right? And that drops like an equivalent to, I believe at the moment it's something like around like the first couple of bosses on Heroic, something like that. Well, depending on the season, but pretty much to stay competitive. And then when you're about 2.5, 2.6, you're getting mythic level gear in that respect as well. So yeah, I mean, PvE trinkets are always going to be better in the world anyway. There wasn't a lot of talk from my understanding about world PvP, and that this video is not about world PvP, it's more about instance PvP. So we're going to move on to the honor system sort of change, and you get them all from max level. I think this is only, like, to be fair, I think this is a good thing, because for someone who has a lot of ults and plays a lot of ults. Those of you who know me in game will know I have a lot of ults and I play quite a lot of them. Not so much now because most of them have all their honor talents and that wouldn't really be an issue, but a lot of them didn't, and it was kind of a pain in the ass and kind of a barrier to entry in respect to, like, there's barriers to entry at the moment with, like, gear, not having an incentive to actually get gear, and then also the honor talents is also like a kind of decentive to actually play other tunes and actually play on ults and actually really enjoy PvP on ults, which is something I really do enjoy and really think should be getting into more a little bit as well. So I think that that's only a good thing. Again, because the sort of honor talents are sort of part of PvP balancing. So in some ways it makes sense that you level up, but in the respect of they just sort of auto prestige you, which they do anyway, now it kind of makes no sense, because before you used to have to regain all your honor talents, right? And there was a sense of challenge there. Now, the thing that was a problem with that as well was if you were a competitive PvPer, you basically were forced not to prestige on that character, but simply because you needed, like, for example, back in the day, at the start of Legion, Frosty K needed Chill Streak. It was the last honor talent. Simple, right? You could not prestige, because if you did, you couldn't play your arena. You couldn't play your comp as well as if you played it with all of your honor talents. The same is true now. I mean, like, if you don't have how you don't have all honor talents this far into Legion, I have no idea. But say you don't, a lot of specs require their honor talents to actually have a rotation, or actually, you know, be viable in quotes, right? Like, imagine an enhancement shaman in Turbo Cleave without a heroism. If you don't have honor talents, you don't have a heroism, right? Because shamanism, which is the honor talent for shaman that allows you to use Bloodlust in arena on another ally, is an honor talent. Okay, so it kind of, like, that's the barrier of entry kind of thing. I think that, to be honest, as I said, it can be only a good thing overall. The more people doing PvP, the better and more healthy the environment will be, in my opinion. But the thing is that Blizzard need to make it easier for people to get into PvP, 1. 2, they need to actually give some form of incentive, and if it's any form of gear, like a shiny eye level, or whatever it Titan Forge, we don't, just to confirm, we don't know if any of these things can Warforge or Titan Forge, or if that's even a thing going into BFA. But if it is, like, I can imagine some raiders will be like, oh, this PvP gear has decent stats on my class, and if it Titan Forges, it's going to be better than anything I can currently get. For example, the first raid, whatever that ends up being, in BFA, in the first couple of weeks, there will be a season of PvP that will drop high-ish item level, and it's going to be a gear race, right? So if you can get slots that you don't have from raiding, or don't have from dungeons, or whatever, in a quite high item level, or Mythic Plus, which I'm going to do separate videos on if I feel like doing. Just on a side note, if you're wondering why the content will be a bit sporadic and a bit random and a bit more like this, kind of me just talking to the camera and going from there, then make sure to check this video over here. It explains everything. Anyway, so I'm going to stop ranting about irrelevant stuff, but yeah, so that's my opinion on that. And probably my favorite change at this point and sort of going forward is the prestige system going account-wide. Now, we have no idea what's going to happen to the tunes that you already have the prestige on. So, for example, I have 2 tunes with 20 prestige. Does that mean I'm prestige 40, or does that mean I'm prestige 20, or prestige 30, or whatever? If you want my honest opinion, I think what they're probably going to do is they're going to take the tune with the highest prestige level and they're going to put that across. So that will be your account prestige. Now, we're unsure, I think, at this moment. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section down below, but we're unsure whether the prestige system as it sits right now is the same prestige system that we're going to have in BFA. Now, what they might do is when we get into BFA, you might have to be like, from level 26 on, you might have to be able to be 120 to be able to obtain 26 and on. So you can get up to 25 as 110 and doing the Legion PvP content and stuff like that, but what they will also most likely do is nerf the amount of honor that you gain when you're not max level. That's what they've done previously in previous expansions, so Wrath, Kata, etc. That's what they've done. So, meh, we'll have to find out and see with that. But I'm like, we're just going to have to see how that goes. I'm not really going to talk too much about that. I'm just going to talk about the concept because it's all in alpha. It's really, really early. We also got a launch date for it, which is really, really good and really awesome. I'll link all of the videos that I'm sort of talking about and any information that I can find extra on this in the description down below if you want to go check that out. And yeah, so just to summarize a bit, I think that BFA PvP is going to be decent as long as the damage sort of racing isn't as hard. At the moment, the reason why the comps are so melee heavy in quotes, right? Obviously, there's other comps that aren't melee heavy, but in most cases, it's very bursty, especially at anywhere below 2k and even somewhere above, right? Now, again, I'm not playing at Glad levels, so take my opinion with a pinch of salt, but I want to share my opinion and share my thoughts on what has been announced at BFA, and I'm going to talk about BFA a little bit more and on and off, and bits that topics that kind of interest me and parts of the game that interest me. And I hope you guys did enjoy the arena footage that I'm going to put on this. I'm not even sure what arena footage I'm going to put on it yet, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy this video and you would like to see more videos from me, then make sure to be subscribed to the channel. As I said, if you want to see what my plans are and how this channel is going to work and such like that, please go and watch the other video where I explain everything as well as I possibly can, and it will make you understand and help you understand everything that's going on. And if you want to see the other work I'm doing and the things where my main focuses are at the moment, then feel free to go check out my other channel. It's called Brento Media. I do project work, vlogs, etc. But yeah, so we're going to keep this content gaming related and talk about that from then on. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching once again. If you are new to the channel, make sure to be subscribed. If you did enjoy this video and you have a different opinion, then leave me a comment on your opinion. I want to hear your thoughts as well. And if you did enjoy this video and it entertained you, or you found my opinions interesting and you would like to see more videos like this one, then make sure to leave it with a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video.